Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our mass making sessions. We are up to week number 184. Oh my goodness, so many that we have done. So week number 184. So for those people who watch my channel, you will know that we are doing reruns. So we are rerunning week number 84, so week number 184. So what are we making this week? We are making ribbon embellishments, like little ribbon banner pieces for our junk journals. They're almost like a little sort of, I don't know, rosette type of corsage-y type thing. So if you are wanting to craft along with us this week, you will need a selection of ribbons. Now, the ribbons that I favour for these, these embellishments, they are this thickness. Now, this thickness is just under ½ an inch. It's probably like 1/3 of an inch. Yeah, I can't really show you, obviously, on camera, any kind of way to really demonstrate, other than to say I think probably it would be classed as a third of an inch. So that kind of thickness. So I've got a selection of those. Now, a lot of these are grosgrain ribbon. That's not important. It's more the thickness that counts. So I've got some satin here with like polka dots. I've got this satin, which is kind of weird because it's not satin on the back, but it is on the front. This one's slightly thicker, so more like ½ an inch, but this is still fine. So what you don't want is that kind of 2/3 of an inch ribbon. Well, you can use that, but my preference would be the thinner ribbon. So you're going to need ribbon. You're going to need some scissors. Now, I'm going to be using my hot glue, and I am using that because it's very nice and fast drying. Obviously, if you don't have a hot glue gun, what you could do is you could either stitch through your, ribbon to hold it together, and that would obviously be pretty quick. Or you could use Fabri-Tac or something. The problem is you're going to have to then sort of pinch it and hold it together for a few seconds whilst it dries. So completely up to you. I favour the hot glue for these. You can use this, but if you're using this, kind of keep maybe a bunch of paper clips or bulldog clips or something to be able to clip them together to save you having to hold them. Or alternatively, you could, put a couple of stitches through. I think that would perhaps be quicker than, the glue. I'm not sure. So yes, hot glue is what I'm going to be using. And then what you're going to want is some things to decorate. Now, if you watched last week's, we made these little chipboard tiles. So I'm going to try and incorporate some of these onto some of these banners. But if you don't have, these, or you didn't make these, or you don't want to use these, maybe you don't think these look very nice, then you could obviously use, a variety of different other things. Just some suggestions here, and I'm not saying this is an exhaustive list, but, you could use wax seals. You could use buttons, you could use, gems, anything kind of smallish, round. You could maybe use the, those little rolled, satin roses and things that you buy. You could use things like that. You could use bows. I know that last time that we did this, we did finish off a couple with bows and they look very, very pretty. So at the end of this, we'll, kind of show a couple of different types, or perhaps we'll make a few different types. But yeah, you're just going to need something in the middle. Failing that, you can make, of course, like what I would call naked ones that then would require a bit of finishing off when you come to actually use them. And you may prefer to do that because then you can tailor them to your project. So you'll see what I mean once we get making them. Scissors, I think I did mention scissors, but just in case I didn't, you will need scissors. But these are like super simple. Absolutely the most simple embellishment ever. This is what we're making. This kind of shape thing. There probably is a name for these. I don't know what the name is, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's all we're making. So you saw how quickly that came together. I'm going to cut this down and then I'll show you again. So I'm just going to glue this together here in the middle. Like that. And that's it. That is literally it. So, I mean, I say this every week. I don't do anything complicated. I would only do simple things. But, oh my goodness, this is like the simplest of the simple. The simplest of the simple things. So, that's literally it. So, I'm going to just do another one. I'll just use this blue again. So all you're doing is you're taking your ribbon, you're kind of like wrapping it around like that. So take your ribbon, do a loop, one under the other, pull your kind of legs out like this, so you've got kind of, you know, reasonable legs kind of showing. And then you're just going to chop it down like that. Okay. Now, I don't measure, I judge by eye. So, you know, if your ribbons are kind of shorter than this, you could probably do smaller ones, shorter ones. Up to you. I have definitely done sort of more stumpy ones before when I've, you know, sometimes just by accident cut the ribbon too short. They still work fine. This approximate length, just to give you an idea, obviously I don't measure, so, you know, this is just a general kind of guide, but we've got 2, 4, 6 inches. Approximately 6 inches. So if you're somebody who likes to measure, that's the approximate size. But basically, you know, you're going to very quickly get a feel for how big you like them, or, you know, a matching kind of size. I don't think you'd have to sit and measure your ribbon out unless you really wanted to. I think you're going to pretty quickly kind of, you know, be able to just judge by eye and think, oh yeah, that looks a good size. So that's all we're doing. And then you're going to be taking your centerpiece. So I'm now thinking, oh, why did I pick the blue ribbon? Because what am I going to put with the blue? And, you know, I've got all these little chipboards and none really that are going to be singing out with the blue. Well, that's not too bad. It's not brilliant, but it's okay. I mean, I've got that one. Oh, how annoying is this? I mean, she's not too bad on there. So perhaps I've picked a bad colour to start with. So yes, what a disaster for my very first ones. But let's just go for this. Although, to be honest, I do like that hot air balloon. I'm trying to hoard that. I mean, what's wrong with me? Again, just trying to hoard things, you know, and look at me now. I'm going for this one because I'm so busy trying to hoard it. I've literally not been able to bring myself to use it. I mean, hello, can just make some more, can't I? And that's it. You're going to take your hot glue and just glue it across that middle bit like that. And that's all there is to these. And they are then going to be able to be used, you know, on a whole bunch of different things. So just whilst we're kind of like at it, to be honest, I'm going to make a couple more and then we'll just go over like a couple of other centre ideas. And then we'll kind of, you know, get into, you know, assembly line styling, mass making these. So I will just kind of do a couple in a, you know, couple of different colours so that we can just do a couple of different sort of centres, just to give you some ideas of kind of different things that you could use, you know. So yeah, move that one out of the way. Should we do a green one? Again, I'm probably now making a mistake by doing this green. It's because I can't help but be drawn to that green. It's such a gorgeous, vibrant colour. But yeah, in reality, I probably think, oh, why did I choose that? Because now I've got no chipboard tiles that go with that either. Oh dear. This is the story of my life. I mean, this is how I buy clothes. I don't know about you guys, but this is how I end up buying clothes. You know, I go out randomly and I buy a top. I get home, of course, I've got nothing to go with that top. So, you know, it just sits in the wardrobe, never to be worn. You know, then another time I'll go out, I'll see a skirt I like, buy that. Well, of course, come home, got nothing to go with that skirt. You know, that's just... You would think that I would learn, to be honest, wouldn't you? But no, I don't learn. I'm still doing the same mistakes and now I'm carrying them into my crafting. Right, we've got a few different ones here. So, yeah, let's hope that we've got something. I mean, that hot air balloon, it just looks better on that one, doesn't it, to be honest? Although now I'm thinking, oh, perhaps it would go on a different one better. Maybe the cream or the polka dot. No, actually, I think it goes best on this one. So, yeah, glad I hoarded it and going to put it on the right one now. Because, you know, it was tempting to put it on that blue one. Like that. Now, if you keep these naked, obviously you could then, when you come to use these, you know, because I'm obviously thinking always use them, you know, this way up. There's no reason why you couldn't use them that way. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do that with this because the hot air balloon would be sideways on. But if you make a bunch of, you know, these and keep them, you know, like we said, naked, then when you come to use them, you could obviously put them onto your project, you know, sideways on like that. And then, you know, I mean, again, this is not the piece, but, you know, you'd then put your topper on facing sideways, if you see what I mean. So, you know, it genuinely, you may want to keep some naked ones because they're going to give you kind of maximum versatility when you come to actually use these. So, you know, definitely, I think it's worth, you know, worth making a bunch of kind of naked ones as well. Just going to bring in a couple of wax seals. Now, I've done a whole mass bulking mass seals. Well, last week did this with my daughter. She was home from school. She was not feeling herself. And yeah, so we did some bulk making wax seals. I thought, oh, let's put her to work. She's home. Let's put her to work. No, not really. But, you know, she obviously was bored later. So I said, well, would you like to make some wax seals? And she absolutely loves playing with the wax seals. So she was thrilled, absolutely thrilled to, you know, to do some wax seals. So, right, just going to take my wax seal. Now, I say this all the time, but when you're using the wax seals, you know, I have got to confess, I've really only ever used hot glue to glue my wax seals down. I don't know how they wax, you know, glues with other glues. I mean, it obviously does work because I've seen other people gluing them down. But if you're using hot glue like I have done, you just need to be careful because if you press in your wax, what you've done effectively with the hot glue, you've remelted your wax. So if you press, you're going to end up with a fingerprint in there. This one, as you can see, I placed it down on my desk and I've now caused a hole in the wax because obviously it kind of melted onto the desk. I lifted it and, you know, the wax was on the desk. That doesn't really bother me. It still looks fine. You can still see it's a wax seal. So, you know, I'm happy with that. But, you know, just a few things to be aware of when you're using the, you know, the wax seals with the hot glue. And I know that I have mentioned all these things before, so I'm just kind of, you know, repeating myself. But, you know, I'm aware that not everybody has necessarily seen me talking about it. So, yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. Here I've got some gems. So this would be another, you know, possible kind of centre for your, for your ribbons. So I don't know which way. Oh, that one's really lovely like that, isn't it? So just take this. This was one that I pulled off an old headband. So it's got sort of glue stuck on the back of it, but that's all fine. Okay, so, you know, something a bit more sort of glamorous, that one, with the bling. I have got some buttons in here as well. Oh, that's not a button. Oh, perhaps I don't have any buttons in here after all. Oh, yeah, I can see one there. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, come on. Isn't it annoying when, like, you can see it and you can't then get to it? Okay, right, so here, for example, now again, I'm not saying that on that ribbon because actually it's not great on there, but on a different ribbon, that's going to look really lovely as a centre. So, you know, just kind of demonstrating how it would look, but not with that colour. Although, to be honest, it doesn't look that bad. So I'm just going to keep that button out because that looks really good, doesn't it? So I'll just put those to one side. And then the other thing, that I did mention, and I'm just going to grab, oops, sorry, I've just dropped something now. Grab a couple. You could use kind of like flower trims and things like that. So I've got these in my shop on my website at the moment. But you could finish it off with something like that in the middle. Or any other kind of flowers or, you know, that type of thing. The rolled roses that I talked about, got a couple here. These may be a little bit big, but we'll just kind of give it a try. You could put those there, you know, press it down hard so as it kind of goes a bit flatter, but that would be another alternative look. Or the bows that I did mention, the bows. So I'm just pulling a few here. Oh gosh, and of course I've got none that are the right colour for this, but yeah. I am not saying that that's the right colour on there because of course it's not really. Well, I mean, it could be if you were doing lots of bright blues and greens together, but you know, that effect on a coordinating ribbon, you know, would look very, very, very cute. So I'm just going to keep those to the side because we may do some of those. So let's get mass making. And when I say that, I'm meaning kind of assembly lining. So I think what I'll do is kind of cut all my ribbons first, then glue them, and then put some centres in them. Like I said before, I think I will try and do some and some, so that I have, you know, some with centres and some without centres, if you see what I mean. You know, keep some naked for, you know, for another day, because I think that's useful to have them, you know, for another project. I think actually, you know, it is handy to have some that are non-decorated. So yeah, I will definitely do that. Right, okay, so let's take this like that. Oh gosh, I've suddenly now gone downhill and become all fingers and thumbs. So, you know, like I say, I'm just judging by eye and not really kind of paying too much attention to the length. I'm just kind of like going with, oh yeah, that looks, you know, that looks like a good sort of size. So yep, like this. And then like that. So I'm just going to do a few of each colour. And yeah, like I say, just assembly lining in the style. So yeah, we can just all relax now, have a nice time and do some mass making. And yeah, have a catch up. So yep, I hope everybody's week has started out well. If you watch my channel, you'll know that I film these on a Monday to go up for you guys on a Tuesday. So yeah, my week's obviously only just started out. Oh, it's a beautiful day out there, I have to say. It looks really bright and lovely. Now, we're on the Easter holidays now for the schools. So my daughter's home and yeah, I've got to say, I don't know what the weather is like now, because obviously I haven't had to go out and do the school run. But when I went to the gym first thing, oh my goodness, it was freezing. I had to defrost my windscreen again. I think it said it was 4 degrees. So, I mean, I wasn't having to do like a full-on defrost, if you know what I mean. But a bit of a defrost, which, oh my goodness, come on. When is our spring going to get here? I couldn't believe it. You know, I got in the car and I just thought, are you kidding me? There's still, or not still, but, you know, there's ice on the windscreen again. I mean, hello. We're now like, oh, what is it? The 3rd of April, I think, today. Ah. It's just like, ooh, dragging on. Every so often, you know, you see kind of the sun and you think, oh, spring's coming. And then suddenly, you know, you hear on the news, like on the weather, you know, oh, we're heading for a cold snap. Really? But, oh my goodness. When are we going to head for a lovely warm snap, I'm wondering. Oh, couldn't believe it. I have to say the weather was disgusting over the weekend. Yeah, absolutely foul weather. I can't remember even whether it was foul the whole weekend. I think yesterday was okay, actually. So, yeah, to be truthful, you know, Sunday was not too bad. Saturday, oh my goodness, what a horrible day. It was grey, it was miserable, it was raining. It was just awful. And, yeah, everywhere is so flooded, you know, near where we live. It's, I mean, luckily, you know, not actually where we live. But as soon as you drive out and you get anywhere remotely kind of like, you know, well, remotely kind of that resembles any kind of country lane-ish type place. Oh my goodness, it's like so flooded, like all the fields, they're just completely flooded. It's awful. I mean, just nightmare. So yeah, lots and lots of kind of wet, you know, wet surfaces going on. So, you know, yeah, wet surfaces, wet fields, you know, wet everything. So not good at all. Oh, what did we do at the weekend? Well, not a lot because that weather was so disgusting. But on Saturday night, my daughter was with her dad for the weekend. So I said to the boys, you know, should we go out and I'll treat you to a meal. So yeah, I took them to this Thai restaurant, which I had been to a few weeks before with my friend. And oh my goodness, such lovely food. I mean, absolutely loved it when I went a few weeks ago. And that was why, you know, because as soon as I came home, I said to the kids, you know, oh, you know, in a few weeks' time, I'm going to take you there again because it was such lovely food. And it wasn't too expensive or anything like that, you know. But yeah, just lovely, lovely food. I think, I'm just trying to think, was it a fusion? No, I don't think it was a fusion restaurant. I think it is just, you know, straightforward Thai food. But oh my goodness, lovely, lovely food. So yeah, they really enjoyed that. And it's one of those restaurants that, funnily enough, I mean, it really doesn't look anything all that lovely from the outside, you know. I mean, definitely it's got like no curb appeal whatsoever. You wouldn't kind of like go past it and think, oh, that looks a good restaurant, let's go in there. I mean, I've got to be honest, it looks a bit like a takeaway, you know, and you'd go, oh. I mean, in fact, when I went with my friend, I'd looked it up on TripAdvisor because we'd said, oh, let's go out. And yeah, I looked it up. It had brilliant reviews. So I thought, oh, this is where we're going, you know. So yeah, when we got there, I was like, oh, you know, sorry. You know, when you feel embarrassed and think, oh gosh, I hope this is going to be as good as the reviews, because it now just looks horrible. Anyway, we went in and, you know, I just said, oh, well, let's give it a chance, because to be fair, those TripAdvisor reviews, you know, were brilliant. And sure enough, I have to say, as soon as we sat down, because even inside the restaurant, I mean, it's not a glamorous restaurant or anything. It's just, you know, pretty much kind of white painted walls and, you know, very kind of, you know, a bit dated, a bit tired and all of that. So, yeah, as soon as we sat down, I thought, oh, embarrassing, and kind of wishing that I had not suggested this place. And, you know, could see my friend was also thinking the same thing. And just as kind of obviously, you know, we were obviously thinking, oh, should we go somewhere else? The table next to us, their food came along. Oh, my goodness. Their food looked lovely. So we were like, oh, the food looks really good. So, yep, we obviously stayed there and, you know, gave it a chance, had our meal. Delicious food, absolutely delicious. And to the point, like I say, that, you know, as soon as I got home, I said to the kids, you know, oh, in a few weeks, you know, I'm going to take you all there, because it was such lovely food. So, yeah, goes to show, you know, you just can't really tell, can you? But it was like one of those hidden gems, you know. But I have to say, very busy. Yeah, very, very busy. So it's obviously got like a brilliant reputation, like locally. I mean, it's a few miles from where we live, you know, about 10 miles down the road. So it's not kind of in the town, you know, where we live. But yeah, I mean, obviously kind of locally in the town where it is, it's obviously got a brilliant reputation because it was kind of heaving. I mean, a very tiny restaurant, you know, a bit the size of a takeaway, it's got to be said. So, I mean, they haven't got a great deal of tables. They couldn't fit a great deal of people in there. But, yeah, all the tables were taken. So, it was, yeah, obviously, you know, it's obviously got a good reputation. And, yeah, you know, rightly so, deservedly so. So, that was what we did on the weekend. And that was the extent of it because the weather was so rubbish. Yeah, I can't really remember anything else, to be honest, of significance. Nothing. Just what rubbish, to be honest. What a rubbish weekend. Yeah, so that was that. So, as I say, it's the Easter holidays now. So, I've got nothing planned for the Easter holidays. I am going to try and get my daughter to help me out a little bit. Doing some stuff because, you know, like I said, like, you know, she loves doing some things, to be fair. So, you know, she could be doing some things, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to see if she fancies doing some stuff, you know. And then obviously give her a little bit of kind of pocket money for her efforts. So, yeah, going to kind of try and do that because, you know, she'll be bored anyway. And to be honest, you know, I don't want to kind of go out, obviously spending money. The weather's not brilliant, like I said. And unfortunately, I mean, she doesn't love walking or any of those kinds of things, you know. So, I mean, we could be just taking the dog out for a lovely walk and stuff. But no, she doesn't like doing things like that. You know, the boys, they're obviously at work. So it's not like, you know, they could kind of egg her on to go for a walk as well. No, they're not going to be here either. So, yeah, it would just be me and her and the dog. So there's no way in a million years she's going to want to do that. So, yeah. And to be honest, you know, if the weather's not great. You know, if it's either freezing or raining, we won't be doing that anyway. And obviously, you know, it's not like in the summer, where the summer we would just spend our time at the beach, to be honest, if the weather was nice, because of course it's free and it's brilliant. You know, we just love it. So yeah, not quite sure what we're going to be doing, but nothing planned as yet. You know, to be honest, I've got a lot of work to do. You know, so yeah, I've got loads and loads of things on the go at the moment. My house is like a bomb site. I mean, to be honest, perhaps I should employ her as a cleaner for the week. To be honest, half the mess is hers. She would not be a good choice as a cleaner. Yeah, I've got stuff everywhere because very excited. Obviously, I launched my shop last week. So I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to anyone who placed an order in my shop last week. So this is my online shop on my website rather than on Etsy. Obviously, my Etsy shop is still there, very much still there. But this is my, you know, my website shop. So where you go to get the freebies on the shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk, I've now launched it as a kind of proper online shop. So I'm super excited. It's taken me a really long time because I had to obviously teach myself how to list products and things like that. So yeah, very, very, very excited. And yeah, thank you so much to everyone who's placed an order. So I will be posting your orders out very soon. Well, I've got a bunch of things in the car ready for posting today. I had taken them on Friday to post for all the orders that had come in up to Friday. And oh my goodness, I drove around to 3 different post offices. One of them, due to unforeseen circumstances, we've had to close at 2. The other one, similar thing. And then the other one, we always shut at that time. So yeah, I do apologise. So they're in my car, the carrier bag's in my car, and I will be posting those things today. And then obviously I had a couple of other orders come in at the weekend. So again, massive thank you to those people who placed an order at the weekend. So yeah, I will obviously be posting your things out a bit later in the week. So, you know, just obviously again, got to obviously pack your things up and take them to the post office. So yeah. Thank you so, so much. And I did have a couple of emails, so inquiring about things. So there was a couple of things that had sold out. One of those things was the trims, including these kinds of things and the, you know, the black bling. I had some trim packs. I've got a few more of those put in there now. So yeah, I will email you know, those who've emailed me to just let you know. But yes, I mean, your best thing is probably just keep an eye on the shop. But yeah, those trim packs are back in. And also the scrap pads, like the scrap packs, they are also back in because they had also sold out. Was there something else that had sold out that I had an email about? Might have been about the butterfly stamps. The butterfly stamp sets, I think I also had an email about. And again, I've replenished those. And so there's some of those in there. Excuse me. Sorry, I've got to clear my throat. So, yeah, I mean, obviously it's very, very early days. I've only just launched it. Sorry, I had all hot glue threads stuck on me. So I just had to put them into the bin. It's very early days, so it's a kind of suck it and see what sells, you know, that kind of thing. And then hopefully I'll get in the swing of it and, you know, I'll kind of try and keep things stocked a little bit better. But I mean, for the time being, obviously, I'm just kind of learning and, you know, that sort of thing. But I definitely am hoping to be stocking lots of things and lots of handmade things as well. So at the moment, I've got a few handmade things. I've got cluster packs. I've got ruffle packs. Those kinds of things, and obviously the scrap packs. And the scrap packs, I'm talking my digis. So when I'm making the digis, these are the off spills mainly, you know, from all the massive load of printing that I do. These are, you know, like, yeah, just overspills really. So some of them maybe never made it to the, you know, the finished kits. Some of them maybe they're, you know, they're just literally like where I've obviously printed off way too many copies while I was making them. You know, some are, I don't know, where the printer's running out of ink, so maybe the colour's not quite right, things like that. So yeah, they are definitely back in the shop. I spent the whole of yesterday really making those, so they're back in the shop. And yeah, I think I've got some more cluster packs to go in there and things like that. I'm going to put some tag bags in there. I'm going to put some collage masterboards in there. And what was the other things? What were the other things? Oh, I thought that I might put some fabric covers in there and things. You know, it's all, like I say, going to be a bit of a sort of, you know, see what's popular. So for the time being, it's probably the most exciting time to go onto there, because obviously this is when you're going to get an eclectic bunch of things, and hopefully different things listed every few days. So definitely kind of just keep popping over and seeing, you know, whether I've put kind of other things in there, because yeah, it's my plan to, you know, to kind of be putting things in there all the time. It was my plan last year to, you know, sell more physical things, because I do get a lot of emails with people saying, oh, you know, I'd love it if you would sell those, you know, and oh, would you be able to start selling, you know, I don't know, those things, or clusters, or I don't know, all different things. And so it was kind of on my radar last year to start doing it, and to be honest, I just never, you know, never got to grips with kind of how to run my website enough to be able to list products or anything like that. So yeah, this is, again, you know, we're very early days, but, you know, yeah, hopefully it's going to be exciting. And to be honest, you know, even when it's been up for a while, you know, hopefully I'm just going to have lots of eclectic things in there all the time. So hopefully going to have like a range of staple items. So I've also got wax pellets for your wax seals. You know, so they're in there. Obviously I've got, you know, quite a few different clear stamps in there and things, like I say. I'm going to have the trim packs and things, or that, well, I have got the trim packs in there. Those types of things. I'm going to hopefully get some more lace packs going in there very soon. I just need to obviously, you know, make some up. But alongside those things, what's going to be more eclectic, and why you'd, you know, maybe want to kind of pop over there from time to time, is because I'm going to have kind of like handmade things which will be changing all the time. You know, so what's in there maybe one time, you know, may or may not be in there again, but probably not the same, if you see what I mean. Because, you know, I've said this loads of times, but I don't really make repeats. So, you know, if it's a tag bag, for instance, you know, I may have tag bags in there from time to time, but none of them will ever be the same, you know, the same tags, because I've, you know, very rarely made the same thing twice, if you see what I mean. So anyway, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to those people who have bought anything on there. And again, I didn't know really what to do about the shipping. So for the UK, it's £3.50 shipping, and any orders over £25 will be free shipping. And then I think it was £14 anywhere else. That's just a flat rate. So, you know, no matter how big your order, your shipping would not be more than £14. And then for the States, and I think I did the States and Australia, it's £18 shipping. And again, that's going to be, you know, no matter how much you order. That's, you know, although sounds extortionate, and I feel embarrassed to even say it because it feels like a lot of money, that's going to be at cost. And to be honest, depending on how much you've ordered, that's going to be me paying, you know, paying certainly towards the postage, because, you know, that's not going to actually cover your postage. But of course, I would just take that, you know, suck it up, as they say, you know, because otherwise I realise that, you know, who's going to want to buy anything if the postage is even more than that? I mean, it feels embarrassing charging all that in the first place. But unfortunately, that's just how postage is. It's, you know, it's not cheap, you know, and unfortunately it's going up all the time. But, I didn't want to, you know, not... Oh my goodness, how lovely does that boot look on there? I love it. I didn't want to not have, obviously, international kind of shipping available. You know, of course I didn't. So, yeah, I didn't know what to do. So I thought, well, you know, £18, that will hopefully pay some of it. Obviously, you know, and I will just pay whatever it is above that, if you see what I mean. So, yeah. It is what it is, but that's just, you know, the way of the world at the moment, isn't it? With everything being so expensive. So, and the worst of it is, once things go up to that sort of prices, things very rarely come down, do they? So, you know, I'm sure that the postage will now just stay that extortionate rate, you know. Yeah, I probably need to research and see whether there's other options, you know, for posting and things that maybe would be more affordable. I don't know, you know. I know that there are a lot of small companies doing posting now and postage, offering postal services, but I love that. You know, I don't know how their rates compare, because I think sometimes it's only a better rate than Royal Mail for certain weights, if you see what I mean. So like your very smallest parcel, Royal Mail probably is still the cheapest, but I wouldn't swear to that. But anyway, so that's that. Oh, Little Bo, let's talk about Little Bo. So yeah, she is just being so cute. So for those people who don't watch my channel, Little Bo, she's our little dog, and she's not been with us for very long. So she came to us just about Christmas, and yeah, oh my goodness, she is such a cute dog, I have to say. So, honestly, like, she's always in my room, like when I'm crafting, you know, kind of when I'm filming, unless she's in my bed. Today, she's in my bed. When I'm on my laptop, you know, and I'm downstairs, you know, on the sofa on my laptop, she then is on my feet, you know, because I sit kind of on the sofa with my feet curled up, and she's on my feet basically. And I always get, like, you know, I've got a throw like on another chair, and I get the throw, and her and I just sit curled up. She's on my feet and I'm on the laptop, and it's just so cute. So on Friday I was doing some work and piling up some papers and things in, you know, in our living room. And I was sat on the floor doing it, and I was right next to the sofa. So she was sat on the kind of sofa part that we always sit on, me and her. So she sat there, and, you know, she keeps pouring me every so often to, you know, stroke her, because I obviously was, you know, not paying her enough attention because I was doing other things. So every now and then I'm having to obviously stroke her, you know, yes, I'm still here, you know, I haven't forgotten you. Oh my goodness, she was so cute. She suddenly jumped off of the sofa. She went across to the chair where the throw, you know, where I keep the throw, hung over the arm of the chair. And she just went over to that chair, and she jumped up on it, and she just was, you know, nudging it with her nose. Now, I don't know whether she was trying to knock it down and get it herself, or whether she was literally trying to say to me, look, Mum, you know, get the throw. I want to sit with the throw. Not sure. Don't know whether she thought she was going to get it or whether she just wanted me to get it. But either way, I took the hint, and I went and got it, obviously, for her. And yeah, as soon as I put it on the sofa, that's it. She hopped straight back up on the sofa, settled herself down, first of all, on the blanket. Then she kind of burrows, obviously, under the blanket. And again, for those people who don't know, she's a sausage dog, and they were burrowers. So that was kind of what their purpose was. And so burrowing under the blankets and what have you, that is like her favourite thing to do. So yeah, she just kind of burrowed under the blanket. I just thought, oh my goodness, she is so clever. You know, she was like, oh, come on, get the throw now. You know, this is not much fun. I'm just sat here on the sofa. And I just thought it was so funny that she just jumped down, you know, and kind of like, come on, get the throw. But, oh, you can tell she's a girl. She's like, you know, there bossing everyone around, saying what she wants to do, you know. Come on, get the throw down. Come and sit with me. Not that I sat with her. I obviously carried on what I was doing. But actually, she obviously wasn't really wanting to be sat with me. She just wanted to be sat with the throw. Right, I'm just going to bring in a couple more wax seals now. So, yeah. I've got them actually in a sandwich bag at the moment. But I will put them into a little pot at some point. Now, again, I can't believe this. I've done all these wax seals and now I'm still going to find I've not got the right colour, aren't I? Oh, how frustrating is this? You know, you do all this and then it's like, what? I've still not got any in the colour that I actually then need. I mean, what on earth? Oh, I like that. What do I like it on here? Oh, that is good on there, isn't it? Yeah, anyway, very, very, very cute she is. Yeah, I am going to force my daughter to go out for a couple of walks this week and take her for some walks. But, you know, to be honest, it's so flooded, like I say, everywhere that, you know, because I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to go out and do some nice walks like in the woods? But to be honest, they're going to be really flooded, aren't they? Well, not flooded, but, you know, very, very, very muddy. Which, oh, who wants to go out getting muddy, to be honest? You know, especially when I can just stay here crafting and you know, warm crafting, you know. Hello, what is the appeal of going out and getting muddy? No appeal at all. There we go, I love that one. This is probably my favourite ribbon, isn't it? Lovely. This, it's ivory and black polka dots. It's really cute, isn't it? So, yeah, really, really love it. Just gorgeous. I don't think I've watched anything worth talking about at all on Netflix. Oh, it's just been rubbish, to be honest. Not watched anything. Not been to the cinema. There's been really nothing on, you know, worth watching. There are a lot of children's films on, obviously, because it's like not half term, but, you know, Easter holidays. But again, my daughter actually doesn't like going to the cinema. You know, we love going to the cinema, you know, the boys and I. She doesn't like going to the cinema, so she's pretty, you know, pretty hard to entertain, to be honest, a lot of the time. Yeah, so, I mean, they've obviously put all those children's films on, you know, for it being the school holidays, but yeah, she won't want to go, which is a shame, to be honest. Oh, loving these. And like I say, these little floral trims, they are, you know, I've got some more now there on my website, but yeah, they're really cute, aren't they? So just finish that one off with that. And then I've just got these gems. So let's just have a quick look. Oops, a couple of the gems. Oh, I mean, how nice are these? Oops, that's a bit squashed. Oh my goodness, how lovely is that pink one? Love that pink one. Yummy, yummy. Okay. There we go. Oops. Like that. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, love how that looks. Oh, a couple of these kind of mustardy coloured ones, which I'm thinking would they look really good on here. That's really nice, isn't it? So yeah, just put that on there. So like I say, just to give you a couple of different kind of looks. Oh, I did pull in those bows as well, which we've not used any of. So let me just have a quick look. Okay. Yeah, it's not very warm, I have to say. The house is now getting really cold again. Oh, oh, should we just go for this on that one? Okay. So, I mean, obviously, you know, not the same colour or anything like that, but it still looks very pretty, doesn't it? You know, it doesn't have to be kind of the same colour, but it's still got that pretty coordinated look. So, yeah, how gorgeous is that? Love how that looks. So let's just quickly finish off by doing, you know, maybe decorating something using these, so you can just see how they're used. And you know, just because I know lots of people obviously, you know, they message me afterwards and say, you know, how would you use these, which is, you know, absolutely fair enough, isn't it? So I'll just kind of do a pocket. So I've got some pockets here which I brought along, you know, because I thought, oh, let's quickly decorate one up afterwards. Okay, well, should we just take this one? So this would be like a little corner pocket. Oh, I mean, that one looks pretty, doesn't it? That one looks pretty. And the boot looks good. Hot air balloon looks good. And the butterfly looks good, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know now. Let me just see whether I've got a different colour one. Just like all these things, you know, you bring along stuff and then you find you've not got quite the right thing in quite the right colour. I mean, what are the odds of that? What's this? Oh, here we go. That's one of those. So this is just a, you know, side tuck pocket. Could we have that on there? Oh, I don't know now. I've just got some of my paper ruffles. And again, these are those types of ruffles that are on my website, but just wondering now whether... Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it? Sometimes when you know, think, oh, I'll just quickly do this, and then can't get it to quite look how you're hoping. I mean, this is quite nice. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I did tear out some other bits, actually, the other day for something else. What about if we use... The thing is, I was wanting to use one with the, you know, the chipboard tiles, really, rather than the wax seal. And that's what's kind of like stumping me a bit, because I don't appear to have any that are quite right with the ephemera that I've brought along. So let me just see. See whether I've got any other, you know, pockets and things like that here. Hold on. Oh, I have got this actually from our mass makes from a couple of weeks ago. Never did get round to finishing it off. So yeah, got this. So oh, we might not use one with a thingy-me-bob chipboard tile. We'll just see. I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Oh, again, I'm just leaning towards that one with the gem. Yeah, I might have to do the gem, I think. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that one look? All that. Let me just check whether I've got any, because I've got a couple of lilac naked ones. I have got the chipboard tiles with the clocks. Let's just see about those. Just wondering about those, actually. No. Oh, I don't know. Maybe something like that. Or maybe like over there in that corner. Oh, that's quite cute, isn't it? And then could just have maybe this bit of lace. I mean, again, I've just pulled in stuff that's, you know, laying around cluttering up my desk. You know, so yeah, no kind of planning or anything. So hence these are maybe not the best pieces together, but we'll just, you know, put it together anyway and hope for the best. So I'll just ink this one. Oops, I'm now putting that ribbon into the distress ink, which isn't probably great. Right, just go for this. Okay. Yeah, it's getting really chilly in here. Really, really chilly. mean, come on, spring. Come on, come on. I think we're seriously ready for spring now. Okay. Oh, looking super pretty, isn't it now? So yeah, let's just take this and pop this. Now again, going to just use my hot glue for this, like that. And then just, oops, pop that clock on now. Actually, just before I use the clock, just thinking, oh, would I prefer the bow? Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that bow look on there? Oh, I don't know. This is now tricky choice. Let's put the lace down. So yeah, let's just run that lace down there, and then let's just ink up my butterfly. Oh, which do we prefer? Well, I could have it like that, or do we think I'm now really smothered that in stuff? I mean, I kind of have, haven't I? But does it matter? I mean, sometimes it's, you know, who am I kidding? I was about to say sometimes more is more. I mean, let's face it, I always say more is more. I mean, it's very rare that I think less is more. So, oh, let's just go for it, shall we? Right, okay. So, yeah. And this is, yeah, like I say, just one of those pockets that we mass made the other day. These are my damask papers, the Amaranthine Loveliness and the Victorian Beauties. And I'm so sorry to have to always say these things. And please just ignore me if you're not interested in what papers I'm using. I'm literally saying them because I do get lots of people ask me and say, you know, could you please start saying what papers you've used? So, yeah, I really am so sorry if it just sounds like I'm selling things all the time. You know, but yeah, I do get lots of people then messaging me afterwards saying, oh, I wish you'd say what you're using. So there we go. Right. So that's the pocket with our little ribbon embellishment. How gorgeous does that look? And like I said, you know, you could use them in any way. I mean, you could have it sideways on, you could have it up here, you know, you could just have it on the page, you know, as a naked piece. But they're very, very pretty, aren't they? And, you know, just a really super nice way to kind of finish things off. So, yeah, hope that you like them. We have made a ton here, too many even to count. So yeah, I'm not going to bother counting it. But yeah, I hope you like them. Hope you have fun if you decide to make some. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.